Hi everyone, let's continue one more session on Python. Most important thing, why we are using Python, that is the what is the use of Python in academics and research. What are the academic and research tools with Python? So let me begin this. There are some agenda those I would like to discuss in this session. These are why Python for academics and research, then is core scientific libraries, like what core scientific libraries we are using, like numpy, scipy, pandas, matplotlib, etc. I have already created a one playlist of Python. I would paste link of this particular playlist so you can understand one by one all these steps, how we can download Python, how we can use all these libraries, etc. The next thing we are going to discuss data wrangling and cleaning, statistical modeling and machine learning and reproducibility and automation case study, like you can analyze any experimental data or resources and the next step. So first is why Python in research. What are the advantages? Because we have already seen number of the softwares are paid. There's the licensed softwares that we have to pay. Like suppose we are running smart PLS-4, then we have to take license, we have to pay money. Let's say we are using AMOS, we are using eViews, we are using Strata. So all these softwares, that is paid version. So you have to pay. But this is the Python in research, right? We can use Python that is open source and free, no licensing cost, like RStudio. And readable syntax easier to learn than R or MATLAB. It is more simpler than R or MATLAB. Huge ecosystem, libraries for every research domain. So means in the Python, I would show you those are the libraries available that is relevant for each and almost every research domain. If you are doing research in physics, you are doing research in chemistry, you are doing research in medical science, you are doing research in engineering, you are doing research in social science, almost all the libraries are available. Interdisciplinary, used in physics, biology, economics, social sciences, and reproducible, like scripts that would be point and click. Like simply you have to copy or paste, you can write a script and simply you have to click. So that would run, that would reproduce. So in that way, then we come to the core scientific stakes like SciPy ecosystem. So here it is the import NumPy as NP, import SciPy as SP. I have already shown in my videos in the playlist of Python. Import pandas as PD, import matplotlib as py, and matplotlib.py plot as PLT, and import cbon as SNS. But what is the use? Why we are using NumPy? Why we are using SciPy? Why we are using pandas? So there is the description: dimensional arrays, linear algebra, FFT, and SciPy we will talk about ODE solver optimization, signal processing. Then we have to use SciPy. Pandas we are using, suppose we are creating any data frames like R or Excel or steroid. So here it is the pandas we are going to use. Matplotlib, simply visualization. Means suppose you are writing an research article and you want to visualize your data set, so that is the matplotlib or cbon you can use, means visualization of your data. Then we come to the, there is the some demo we have to use in our Python, like efficient array operations. I had written some these are the codes, like import. First what we are doing, first we are importing numpy as np, then there's the one the data set we are going to create, and then we are calculate the mean, then we are calculate the standard deviation, then the linear algebra, etc. So here it is the one more demo we can do it. We can import a .csv file, right? We can create a data frame. And after that, we are going to clean and transform. Then after that, group by condition, we can use this. Those statistical modeling we can conduct in Python, that's the important part, like OLS regression, we can do it, right? Here it is the OLS regression I had already created in my Python playlist also. So how we have to print the command, we can create a model, etc. And how we can use SciPy for the hypothesis testing. Let's say t-test, z-test, chi-square test, these are for the hypothesis testing. So how we can use t statistics and p value, etc. So we are going to use this kind of coding. Then we come to the, this is the previous slide only reflecting only hypothesis testing. But after that hypothesis testing, we are talking about the machine learning for the prediction. Prediction means we are talking about regression. Prediction means we are talking about logistic regression, right? So there is the some model we are creating like random forest regressor, etc., classification, clustering, all these things, dimension reduction, etc. These is the through which we are, and now we are going to create pipelines, metrics, etc. When we come to the visualization, so here is we are going to use import matplotlib, and that would visualize your data. So those are the plt dot figures, right? SNS line plot, whatever the kind of plots you are going to create, histogram you want to create line chart, you want to create, let's say this one is the bar chart you are going to create with the help of matplotlib. All the colors also of that your charts you can change. Then we come to the reproducibility and automation we will talk about. So there is the number of the ways you can use this Python like Jupyter Notebook. I had created entire my Python series, that is Jupyter, with the help of Jupyter Notebook. Here it is the scripts, automated, repetitive, analyze, and version control. And here is the environments. Environments means we are talking about like anaconda. Anaconda, it's an environment. In this environment, you can use, once you will type anaconda on your Google search engine, and there is the that will open. So number of the types of facilities they had given, then you are going to use. So example workflow, like we can use like text, raw data, clean data, analyze data, results and figures. So run everything from one command, Python run underscore all dot py. We would use, and we had already used also in my previous sessions. So Python is different research domain like for the physics and astronomy we can use these key libraries like astropy, sunpy, gamma pi, etc. Bioinformatics people, they are using PyTorch, BioPython, etc. Neuroscience you can use MNE and Nango. And economics and finance people we can use. I usually use, because I am from economics and management background, pandas, stats models, quantlab, etc. Image analysis you can use. This one is OpenCV, Nepari, etc. And NLP text mining. Somebody is doing text mining. I had already created video on the text mining also, so you can see that one is video. I would put all the links in the description box. Then we can come to the, here it is the environment setup, how we are going to create this one is the environment. So that is anaconda. I said which environment you are going to set up in your desktop, in your system. Anaconda distribution that includes Python plus 250 plus scientific packages. VS Code or PyCharm also you can use, that is IDE with the notebook support. Jupyter Lab also you can use. Then after that, resources to learn more. Suppose somebody is interested to learn more about the Python. So then you have to go for the free and high quality. That is the SciPy lecture notes that is available. That is the link I would share in my description box. Python data science handbook is also free online. That is available. You can read this book and you can use this book in your Python analysis. Software carpentry, that is lesson for researchers. Kaggle, and we usually use GitHub and Kaggle for the data sets, because suppose I'm taking any demo lecture, so I want to use any data set, so I'm using, and even in Power BI and Tableau also I'm using the same data set. Those are available on the Kaggle or GitHub. So that is the repository where is the lots of data set you can find it. Then the books like Python for Data Analysis by McKinney, that is the very famous book. It's available. Effective Computation in the Physics, and the communities like we will talk about PyData, SciPy Conference, local meetups, etc. You can go. So finally, we can say Python is a powerful free tool for modern research, and ecosystem that cover data cleaning, then stats, then ML, then visualization. This is the process actually. First, whatever the data set you have taken either from Kaggle or you have taken from the GitHub. After that, first of all, you are going to clean the data. Then you are going to apply a statistical analysis. After that, machine learning means prediction. Means you can do regression. You can use this one is the logistic regression or any sort of the prediction model you can use. And then after that, you can visualize with the help of the charts, enhance the reproducibility and collaboration, and then accessible to non-programmers. It scales to HPC. Means I'm talking about, because if you are not a programmer, so Python, it is very good, because that is why it is IDE. And it is very good. There is, you can use your coding and simply you can run and you can get the output. So this is all about your Python session. I just want to update to you time to time, and I would put all the links those I had already created in my Python playlist. So I hope this will be helpful to you, and keep learning. Stay watch.